let's do some chair yoga just to get some movement in the spine and to do some warriors in the legs. So you might have a block handy, you might need it, you might not. If you've got one, that's great. I'm just sitting on a normal chair. Just bring yourself forward a little bit if that's possible. You might not be able to sit forward in your chair, but just so that I can really find my own support, I'm going to move my buttocks forward, kind of come to the edge of the chair without falling off the chair. And I'm going to have my knees out level with my hips and the heels underneath the knees. And I want to probably have a couple of fists space between the knees so that the kneecaps are kind of tracking in front of those hip points. And I can take the flesh out the sides of the legs or the back of the bottom, just so that I can feel the sitting bones pressing down. So hips and knees in line. And if my feet don't reach the floor, I can bring blocks under my feet or two equally sized books. Heels underneath the knees, and just press down into the heels and then press down into the balls of the feet as well. Lift the toes up and just kind of really feel that kind of surface area of the bottom of the foot pressing down into the earth. You can feel a gentle contraction in the thighs as you press down into the feet. So that's your solid foundation. You can feel the pelvis rolling forward slightly. You've got sitting bones, hopefully feeling some sort of press into whatever you're sitting on, pubic bone rolling forward, and then the spine can kind of sit upright over the pelvis. You can relax your toes now, but keep that strength in the thighs, lift the sternum, open the collarbones, and just really, you can bring the ears back a little bit and feel the crown of the head reaching up as the pelvis presses into the chair and the feet press into the floor. Just take a couple of breaths here and just feel the strength in the chair, sitting mountain. Breathing in, feel the energy coming up, and breathing out, you might feel the energy tracking down. So really connecting into the floor, through the feet, through the pelvis, and really connecting into what's the space above you, through the crown of the head. Grounding and centering and strong in your seat. Gentle activation in the fronts of the thighs. And the breath, you can either be watching the breath or deepening the breath depending on what's comfortable for you right now. If you can manage to breathe through your nose, that's great. If you can't, keep the mouth open, that's also great. Softening the gaze or closing the eyes, however feels comfortable and safe. So just making sure that if you close your eyes and lose your balance, you're not going to fall off your chair. Maybe just having a fixed point in front of you for your practice is going to be more practical. From sitting mountain, we're just going to drop the chin down towards the chest just slightly. Keep the chest lifted, keep the collarbones open, shoulders rolling back. And just lengthening the back of the neck, not forcing or straining, not dragging the chin to the chest, just making space in the back of the neck. Having a few deep breaths into that space. And then very gently on an inhale, centering the head. And then drop one ear down towards one shoulder, just a slight tilt. Hold that, take a few breaths into that nice open side. Gently on an inhale, bring the head back to center. And as you exhale, gently tilting the head to the other side. Take a breath when you're in the position, or a few breaths, a handful of breaths, breathing into that open side. And then centering the head. And you can also turn the head just a little bit to the side. Try not to bring the shoulder and the chest with you. Just turning the chin a little bit, not forcing or straining. And then having a couple of breaths when you're in the position. Gently on an inhale, centering the head so the chin stays level with the floor. As you exhale, turn the head to the other side. No forcing or straining. No need to reach the shoulder. Try to keep the chest and the spine in position. And it might be a very slight movement, but that'll help. Motion is lotion, as they say. And then centering the head again. And just one more time, chin down towards the chest a little bit, just to iron out all of that. Make sure you're still comfy. Make sure you're still pressing the sitting bones and the feet into the earth. Nice, really solid base. And then bring the head up to center. And let's just move the shoulders a little bit. So you can try just making little circles with the shoulders. And these can be as small as you like. Just think forward, up, back and down. And you might have to start slowly to get that rhythm. And you can also connect it with your breath if you want. Maybe forward and up as you breathe in, back and down as you breathe out. And you can do this with your hands, sliding up and down your thighs. You can do this with your hands kind of out to the sides if you've got enough space. You could do this with your hands on your shoulders, taking the elbows forward and up as you breathe in, back and down as you breathe out. So just find what suits your body more. Maybe you want a more fluid movement so that the wrists can also join in and the fingers. Or maybe you just want to keep it concentrated on your shoulders, and that's easier to do maybe with your hands on your thighs. So find your practice and then change direction wherever you were. Try to think back, up, forward and down. And again, let it be the most useful for you. If you want to do hands on your shoulders or hands in the air or hands on the thighs, whatever feels most beneficial. And then bring your hands back to your thighs, take a breath, just notice, check in, see if anything's changed. And then let's take your arms out in front of us as far as you can. You don't have to be upright, but just see how you do. And then you're going to pull your fingers in, take your elbows out to the sides and back, and squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other as if you're kind of rowing a boat. And then breathe in, stretch the fingers, breathe out, pull those oars back, elbows as high as you can. You might be a bit lower, you might be kind of here. Whatever feels good, just a few times, squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other, opening them out, squeezing them together. And then release. Just do some movement to release any tension. And then you can try and float the arms up. Now they may go up, they may not go up very far. You can be where they are, and then moving the elbows in towards the side ribs. And then coming up as high as you can. You might be stretching right up, you might be here, you might be here, pulling the elbows down. You can also float them up in front of you and then squeeze the elbows in towards the waist. Anything that suits you, stretching up and then squeezing in. So if you're really trying to get those arms in, one more time, inhale and exhale. Very nice, and release. Again, adjust your position, make sure it's still comfy. Sitting bones still pressing down, feet still pressing down. Deep breath. Now you're going to have your hands on your thighs. Slide them back towards your hips. As you slide them back, feel the shoulders opening backwards, the chest moving forward. Tilt the pubic bone forward a little bit. Press down on your feet. Lift your head up to where the wall and the ceiling kind of meet. So we're really stretching, arching. And then you're going to press your hands, slide your hands forward down towards your knees. Tilt your pelvis back, so sitting back on your bottom, and you'll feel that you're kind of reaching your spine towards the back of the chair and chin towards the chest. We're just going to float through. This is cat and cow, sliding the hands back towards the hips, rolling the pelvis forward, squeezing the shoulder blades back, looking up towards where the wall and ceiling meet, and then sliding the hands forward, rolling back as if I'm trying to sit my upper back against the chair. Inhale, rolling forward, opening the chest, lifting the head. Exhale, rolling backwards, dropping the chin to the chest, reaching those arms forward. Just a few more times with the breath. Don't overstretch the neck, you just have to kind of tilt the head up. And see if you can really feel this kind of rocking forwards and backwards with the pelvis. Feeling that action, and also that kind of action of squeezing the shoulder blades and then opening like we were doing with the rowing of the boat. And then come back to neutral spine, deep breath. And then let's just take a nice gentle twist. You don't have to go very far, I'm going to take my left hand over my right thigh and my right hand just behind me, and then come back to center, and then I'm going to go to the other side. So keep your feet pressing down, keep your sitting bones pressing down, and then just move from side to side. You inhale and you can come back to center, and exhale you can twist. And if you draw your belly back a little bit, you're still breathing deeply into the rib cage, you'll just kind of stabilize the pelvis and just see if you can get some movement in the rib cage. So not yanking back with your shoulders, just imagine the whole rib cage twisting, coming to center, twisting, coming to center. And you can do this with your hands in prayer pose if you wanted to. Keep your chin in level with your chest. You don't need to take the twist into your neck. You could turn the head a little bit further, but really feel that your sternum is just moving a little bit to the side. And if you want to, you could add lifting your hands up as you come to center and dropping them down as you twist. Up to you, and you can make a version that works for you. Maybe hands on the shoulders as you center, hands on the chair as you twist. Maybe they're just coming up a little bit and down a little bit. Maybe they're coming all the way up and all the way down. Just find what works for you. Inhaling center, exhaling twist. And then inhale to center and exhale, bring the hands back. Take a breath. Okay, so now we're going to do our warriors. We're going to sit to the side of the chair. So I'm going to sit to the right hand side. So I'm going to turn myself over to the right. I'm going to have a block handy because I might use that in a minute. And I'm sitting to the right side. My right leg is going to be my anchor. So that's the side, the leg that is towards the back of the chair. And I'm going to press that foot down. And this left buttock is kind of inching off the chair. I'm not going to fall off the chair, but it's kind of a little bit of it is falling off the chair. So I can then find my warrior one by taking the toes back a little bit. So move yourself, get yourself comfy so that that right foot is pressing down into the floor. That's going to be your anchor. And the right sitting bone is really anchored on the chair. And we're just finding our legs for warrior one. So I've just moved my left foot back a little bit. I might move it a little bit more. I might hold on to the back of the chair or to the bottom of the chair while I adjust my legs. I might be able to move it back a little bit further. I could take it back so the knee is underneath my hip, or I could even take it back further and see if I could straighten it out a little bit. But I'm happy with it bent. I'm happy with all 10 toes facing the right. So once you've found your legs for warrior one, you can find where you want your arms. So arms down, just nice and comfy. You might need to hold on to the chair if you're a bit wobbly. Keep pressing that right foot into the floor. I might bring my hands onto my heart. I might take prayer position. I might have hands on my shoulders. I might have them on my head. I might take them up. So find what's comfortable. And if you're really happy here and you want to have a little back bend, you could take your hands onto the back of your head and just press your head into your hands. You could also take the elbows back and lift the heart up. But see what's comfortable for you. Wherever you are is good. Take a few breaths. And then gently coming out. So you probably want to hold onto the chair as you move your legs. So drop your hands down. Make sure you're stable. Press that right foot into the floor as your anchor. Take hold of something and gently bring your foot back towards the other foot in stages so that you keep your balance. And then we're back on our side and we'll do warrior two. So now I'm going to take my left foot out to the side, just open my legs a little bit, and that might be enough, or I could take it all the way to the front of the chair. So I've really got a wide angle in my groin here. I could also reach the toes forward, straightening the leg, and even then take that leg off to the right a little bit more, the left, sorry, a little bit more. So finding your position, opening a little bit, opening 90 degrees, stretching the foot forward, inching that foot back. And then my right foot's facing the right. I'm going to try and turn my rib cage to the front of the chair, and I found my warrior two legs. So wherever you are, you can either take your arms out to the side, You can bring them into prayer. You can have them on your waist. You can even just take them up a little bit. So finding your warrior two legs, twisting the rib cage a little bit towards the front of the chair, finding your arms, taking a few breaths. You can even look over to that right foot, if it's okay for your neck. And then looking straight ahead, dropping the hands. And we can go into a side angle here. What we're going to do is keep the legs how they were, or you might want to come to a different pose that I showed you with the legs. Keeping the rib cage towards the front, I'm going to just angle my body over to that right leg. If I've got a block, I could rest my forearm on the block. I could keep my left hand on my hip, on my chair, on my hip, on my ribs, on my shoulder, on my head, or I could take it all the way up. So find the position with your hands. And also, if you want to go a bit further, you might want to put that block on the inside of your foot. Just have some fingertips on the block, or you could go further. But just find a little stretch, and again, find your side angle. And gently bring the hand back. Might be nice to go through the stages. Press down on that right foot, come back up. And then we could go into proud reverse warrior. So you could take your hand to the left side of the chair, and you could just take your right arm up through stages, hip, ribs, armpit, shoulder, head, or up and over. Just stretching out that right side of the waist. And if you wanted to and you're stable and safe, you could work your left hand down the chair leg if you wanted to go further, but keep hold so you're not sinking or falling off the chair. Okay, and now we're going to bring ourselves back to the front of the chair, sitting mountain. Measure my knees again, heels under my knees, sitting up tall. Take a breath. And then let's go to the other side. So I'm going to bring my block with me. I'm going to sit to the left side of my chair. This time my left foot is going to be my anchor. I'm going to find warrior two first. I'm going to find warrior one first. I'm going to hold the back of the chair. I'm going to press my left foot into the floor. I'm going to take my right foot back just a touch, maybe more. Maybe I'll take the knee under the hip, feel a nice stretch in the front of the groin. Maybe I'll take it back and straighten the leg. Wherever you want to be, find your legs. Press down on the front foot. Bring your hands by your sides, on your hips, on your heart. Prayer pose. You could take them onto your head. You can take them up. You can stretch up. You could even take them behind your head. Press your head into your hands and reach the elbows back. Wherever you want to be, warrior one, take a few breaths. And then gently bring your hands down. Hold on to the chair as you move your leg back into place. Nice and gently into sitting mountain on the side. And then we'll move into warrior two. So I'm going to take my right foot out. I might take it out a little bit. I might take it all the way to the front. I might stretch the foot forward. I might even take the foot back. I'm going to move my rib cage towards the front. I'm going to stretch my arms out. So they might be out. They might be bent. They might stay on my heart. Rib cage to the front. Pressing down on that left foot. Coming into your warrior two. Couple of breaths. Even look down those left fingertips if you wanted to. Releasing the arms so you can concentrate on the legs for your side angle. So you might want to stay here for your side angle, reaching over, or you might want to come back to kind of L-shaped legs for your side angle, reaching. You might want to bring your forearm on a block, hand on the hip, ribs, shoulder, head, or up and over, whatever feels good. You can even take your block to the floor. Very nice. Press down on the left foot to come back. And you can go into your reverse warrior, pressing on the chair with the right hand. You can stretch the left side of the waist now. Reach up. You can even reach down the chair leg a little bit. Coming back up. Relaxing the hands. Very gently moving the foot back. Take away the block and come back to the centre of your chair for sitting mountain. Just adjusting, heels under the knees, knees out in front of the hips, roll the shoulders, centre the head. Take a deep breath. You might want to roll into that angry cat just to release off the spine a little bit. Hands reaching forward, space between the shoulder blades, chin towards the chest, rolling back on your bottom. And then sliding the hands up to neutral spine. Thank you very much. That was our warrior series. Have a lovely day.